Welcome to my video tip where I'll discuss what I consider to be 5 watercolor essentials. If you have a good understanding of these concepts and skills, you'll be able to avoid a lot of the frustration associated with transparent watercolor, and it will reflect in your finished painting. These are all in-depth areas of development, and the purpose of this video isn't to go into the instruction, but rather to highlight the important role that they play in transparent watercolor. These 5 concepts and skills that I consider to be essential to having success in watercolor are whites and lights, value contrast, basic wash application, edge development, and moisture content. The first 2 essentials go hand in hand, so I'm going to discuss them together. They are the whites and lights and value contrast. To discuss these essential elements, I'm going to refer to some of the exercises that I use in my workshops. Failure to effectively use value contrast and work across the full value range can often contribute to a weak watercolor painting. So when I refer to the full value range, I'm talking about the whites, the lights, the middle values, and the dark values. So from the whitest whites to the darkest darks. And the whitest whites in watercolor, transparent watercolor, is the pure white of the paper. In this painting, a wash has been laid down, a very light wash, to identify where the whitest whites are going to be in the end painting. This has to be done in the planning stage. In this next stage, middle values have been applied, some light, some a little darker, but now this painting has whites, lights, and middle value. At this point, the full value range has been explored, from the whitest whites to the darkest darks, the pure white of the paper, light values, middle values, and dark values. If you feel that you don't fully understand how to plan for the whites and lights in watercolor, and you don't fully explore the value scale, make sure you put these on your development roadmap. The next essential that I'll speak to is basic wash application. This is another exercise I use in my workshops. If you look at the top right corner, you'll see where 2 washes have been applied. One is a limited palette and the other one has a variety of colors. So if you look at the first one with a limited palette, you can see that that's a gradated wash where I'm working with value, gradating from dark to light. And if you look on the right, you can see there's a variety of colors that have been integrated into one wash to give a variegated wash. When you put a wash down on paper, you should be able to get the result that you're after. You should be able to get the paint to do what you want it to do when you want it to do it. And you should be in full control. If you feel that this is a skill that you haven't mastered, make sure that you put this on your development roadmap. The next essential is edge development. Do you know the different types of edges and how to use them to effectively develop a painting? I'm going to go back to the same exercise, this time to the top left corner, where there's an exercise aimed at practicing different types of edges. And in the bottom, you put those edges to use. And again, this is an exercise that's aimed at practicing different types of edges, and then in the bottom of this, taking what you've practiced and putting them together in a painting process to develop a painting in the bottom block. And once again, if you don't consider this to be one of your strengths, make sure you put it on your development roadmap. The last essential that I'm going to discuss is one that I feel causes the most grief when people are working with transparent watercolor, and that's understanding moisture content. When I'm talking about moisture content, I'm talking about how the behavior of your paint changes when your brush and paper interact under different moisture conditions. This is an example of an exercise that I use in my workshops to explore the behavior of paint under different moisture conditions in your brush and both your paper. And again, if this isn't something that you fully understand, this is something you should definitely put on your development roadmap. In this video tip, I've listed 5 essentials. I could easily have added some more to this list. I could have had 7 or 10, but I feel that these 5 key essential concepts and skills are paramount in being able to create successful watercolors and avoid a lot of the frustration that's associated, especially when working with transparent watercolor. If you feel that any one of these isn't a strength of yours, as I mentioned, put it on your development roadmap. And when I'm talking about a development roadmap, don't just arbitrarily say, oh, I want to get better at watercolor. As with anything, I don't feel you improve by just sitting around waiting for it to hit you one day. You have to know where you're at and where you want to get to. And then you have to know what steps are necessary to get to that point. If you can assess where your strengths and weaknesses are, you can come up with a roadmap to improve those areas of weakness and build on your strengths. And that will help you along your artistic journey with a lot less frustration.